Time now for our stories, where we give extra time to help you connect with the people and groups in our community that can improve your way of life and give us all a complete perspective of the place we call home. Milwaukee motivational speaker Claude McFarlane is back talking about reinventing yourself and reaching your goals. Great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
It was just about a month ago we were talking about New Year's resolutions. So for anybody watching who said mine fell by the wayside, what's the message?
Get back on the horse. You know, it happens. You have to be able to find that inner energy to jump back on and really focus on what you need to do.
Now, before you can achieve what you want, you have to do something where you can recognize the essence of an individual, as you put it, and the function of an individual. So what are you exactly talking about?
Well, the essence of the individual is who we are, you know, as a person internally. And that really entails, you know, your past. And I like to go right to the future so we know where we're going. And then you look at the present. What are you going to do to leverage the past right now and get a strategic approach to reach your goals in the future?
You know, some people would like to forget their past completely.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
So what do you do in that kind of situation? I mean, should you really admit and acknowledge mistakes, or is there kind of a statute of limitations on how much I have to disclose as I'm pursuing that next goal?
Mm-hmm. Well, don't look at it as a mistake. Look at it as a challenge. There's a learning opportunity in every mistake or every circumstance that we have. And if you can get the lesson from that by recognizing, accepting, and then progressing on, you can't take a step into the future if you still got a foot in the past.
You also talk about breaking down your future plans and how you prepare for that.
Right.
This sounds complicated to me.
It is kind of complicated, at least in the initial front end of things. But if you really look at your goals and you have a plan that's going to get you to those goals as it relates to the things you learned from your past and who you are as a person, then you're on the right track to get to your future.
Well, what are we talking about? Do I physically have to write it out? Do I have to put it on a pegboard in my office, or some type of message that I leave on the refrigerator?
Right. You know, there are different forms and for different people. Some people like a very list form where you write it out. I definitely recommend writing them out. But what I do sometimes is I like it as a snapshot in graphical form. I use Microsoft Excel and I put all of my goals down and every day of the week and what I'm going to be doing with respect to those goals, so I can see all the different things that I need to do that day.
Now, if you have a set schedule of your goals and you see, I didn't reach that one, I don't know, that's kind of like, I don't know, a mistake of the past. Do I forget about it? Or no, you're saying embrace it and keep going.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people say, I need to catch up, and I like to say, you just need to reset. We don't always get to finish everything that we want. I'm one of those people, I like to check everything off my list, but you just reset and pick top 3 things that you need to do, and you work at those things and stay focused.
Wow, you know, I've always heard the phrase, don't bite off more than you can chew, but what you're saying is, hey, don't sweat it, you can digest it all, just give yourself time.
Yeah.
You also talk about being present, filtering out the toxic.
Right. A lot of the things that stand in our way to achieve our goals are the bad habits. And sometimes we have to filter people out and the protocols. And a lot of it is the thought process, because it starts in the mind. And if you can get some of those toxic things out of your life, you'll be able to see more clearly what your purpose and your vision and your endpoint goal is.
When you're filtering out toxic people, you don't necessarily tell them you're doing that, though, do you, Claude?
Well, you know, I guess, like we said, everyone's different. But at the same time, you just need to look and say, what value are the people in my life bringing me? And do I need to incorporate them on my business end, or maybe on an acquaintance end, or if it's a family-based thing? You have to really look at what portion of your life different people play and place them there.
Well, we're just scratching the surface of what Claude does at the McFarlane Group. So if you have questions, concerns about meeting goals in the new year, head to our CBS Facebook page right now. Give us a detailed question. I'm going to transfer it on to Claude, and then he's going to be back next week to answer your questions. You can't beat this. This is a great opportunity that you can have right now. We'll try anything and everything, so come on, do it right now if you can. Claude, thanks so much, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Michelle. Looking forward to it.
All right, Mike.